am immortal king, I am the king and sing, I bring the music scene back. Hear my empirical rhymes added lyrical flow to this rap that's a fact. Fresh meat on the scene, I flesh out my routine to slip in between the obscene and uninteresting. Just a smoke treat for my infernal machine, I've sent to blow up on this track. Let me explain why my name's in this game. Let me share with you my hardship and pain. Let my left brain analyze and devise all these rhymes so your mind can surmise that my flow tells and lies. And I'm here to surprise, terrified at a mind. Say I actualize dreams I locked up inside, jeopardized by my intricate demons. Released every line symbolizing my triumph. I don't know everyone's hardships, didn't grow up with your pain. But I know that I'm the farthest thing from a thief looking for money or fame. I'm keeping it real, I over-reveal, I weep and I squeal. I'm cut to the real, an automobile that is stuck and get aimed at the cliffs of unreal.
Sad eyes shimmer gold, king leaps from his throne. Blood leaks from his mouth, breathe in, bleed out.
My journal is full of eternal requests to be blessed, but I'm stressed, can't digest it. The truth is a monster suppressed by my youth and expressed as a manifestation of blind ignorance. I confess the first step to assess the regrets that I've left unaddressed. I'm obsessed with my quest to find rest, decompress, get things off of my chest, finally take a breath. Used to believe money brought what I need, sought after riches to pockets with greed. Bought me a life only seen in my dreams, forcing it all but was missing a piece. Where was the glee, my guarantee? Thought I'd be free of the misery carried through life, it's still torturing me. Yet I'm still filled with the dread of waking up alone in an ivory bed, faking that I know what's running through my head, shaking I'm alone as I stare at my phone, painstakingly waiting for love that's as pure as my own. Cause I thought I could answer the world, wasn't top at the chance it unfold. But I fought in that fight isn't dead, and I won't stop that fight till I'm dead and I'm cold.
Sad eyes shimmer gold, king leaps from his throne. Blood leaks from his mouth, breathe in, bleed out. Master of disguise, makes some wise crimps lost on you with the best advice. Try and realize where your bias lies. Blinded anger leads to hatred, but you can't surmise that the worst threat to your mindset is the toxic trust with you inside, spit into your eyes. Take a cobra's aim to immobilize. Play the victim just to save your pride. Spewing lies, think you slide, try to mesmerize friends you hurt who think the world of you. They'll desert you in the great divide. Takes a second just to tell a lie. Deception mountain piling up too high to climb. Tick-tocking the clock, you're left alone to die. Hurry up, you're already out of time. Daylight turns cold, rise from the shadows.
Continue with unlimited rhymes intertwined with sublime wit inside of my mind, undefined by the rules of mankind. Chords align like the clocks at the start of springtime. Let's skip ahead. Sick of the attitude, sick of the attitude, sick of the poor being used without gratitude. Leave moral turpitude growing in magnitude, suffocates all the way work to combat it. Lost by corporations that intrude on the everyday lives of mankind. That's enough for you. Gold chain, savageries, millions for worshiping false state trouble tea. That's not enough for you. You act like you have it all, but the more you flaunt, the more you prove one thing. I am the king. I am the king. I am the king.
Yo. What a rough Cowboys game, huh? Hello, hello. Is YouTube search just that bad? We can't look it up there? I mean, you can kind of, but you gotta look up, like, all the different pieces. Okay, Warren. Jeez. And rough. Ugh. Fantasy. I forgot I had the Saints defense, and I was like, wait, I want the Chargers. So I picked up the Chargers, but I forgot to swap them in. And the Chargers went off like crazy and had a fantastic game. And the Saints
Couldn't have been
had
as
a
rough as Green Bay
bad
versus
game.
Lions, right?
I don't know, man. Dak's out now, so probably more. It'll just get worse and worse, but, you know, whatever. And then I also have Robinson on my bench, who's got 27 points. And it's kind of funny. I might just show you guys the situation, because it's pretty funny. And just rough as well. So I'm like scoring a ton of points here. I would be crushing most everyone in the league this time, but I'm up against Charizard, who's having a great game. I still have Baker Mayfield to play tomorrow. Hopefully Josh Downs doesn't do anything. But I have DeMarcus Robinson for 27.4 points on my bench. However, he is set up to sub for McMillan, who plays tomorrow and is questionable. So if I win or lose will probably come down to if McMillan plays or doesn't play. Because if he doesn't play, I get 27 points. And that would probably do it for me. So I'm like, please, McMillan, just take the week off. But like all their receivers are out right now. So it's brutal, man. Just brutal. Anyways, we'll see what happens tomorrow. List of guided playthroughs. We actually have a whole list. Ooh. Ah, Shockwave Druid. Womp womp. Sad. I miss it. Please bring it back. Okay. Let me make sure that the NECRO I don't have. I do not. I have a poison NECRO. I don't have a bone NECRO.
Another week of the Cowboys losing.
I don't
Say
have
it
a
ain't so
full
KEK.
summon NECRO. It's pretty similar, but you know, a bit different. Do we have? Let me look. Druid, Fury Fire. Did I make a Rabies Druid? I really feel like I might have. Release Lime RPG with a Summoner class. Summoner class would probably be like an expansion class. Thank you, Forte. Thank you, Drubert. I guess I don't have Rabies Druid. I really thought I did, potentially. Guess not. Okay. I know, cool. That's a nice list to have. Thank you. Can you pin it in the mod channel? Alright, let's intro this. What's up, YouTube? Mr. Limacy here, and today we're going to be getting the Bone Necro into Diablo 2 Resurrected for a guided playthrough. So I, of course, made a guided playthrough of this on LOD, but I have not remade it since in D2R and want to go ahead and create it here and see if there's any minor changes that we might make to it here as well. though it'll probably be pretty standard and pretty similar, I imagine. However, we'll bring it into D2R for those who prefer watching D2R as opposed to LOD. Anyways, so let's dive in right here. We've got Mr. Bone. The Necro, we can again talk through a little bit of the character, talk through a few of the pieces, and then get started. So, Necromancer, low life per vitality point, so your life total is going to be just low overall, and it's something that you'll want to boost up. However, because we are running Bone, we're going to have Bone Armor, which is fantastic. It absorbs damage. This is physical damage coming in, and this can just be recast over and over again. And since we're going to be putting all these points into Bone Wall and Bone Prison as well, since those are going to be increasing the damage that you're getting on Bone Spear, which is going to be our main damage dealer, we will have a very strong Bone Armor. Now, something to note is Bone Wall and Bone Prison synergies are actually better than just the points in Bone Armor. They actually changed it. I want to say it's potentially equal or better for synergies still, but I believe I would need to like have a point in here and whatever and look. We'll see soon enough. So it was slightly changed, but I think it's still just more valuable here because this is also for synergies, whereas Bone Armor is not for the synergies over here. So you're only putting the 1 point here, then you're jamming your points over into these and getting that additional damage from that. Corpse Explosion, of course, is just going to be fantastic. We will dive into that a little bit later on. Early, not quite as much. Just again, the mana cost is so high, 15 mana per cast. It's hard to cast in those first few levels. Plus, it has a small radius to start, and so once you get a few more levels and kind of really start to get some extra plus skills, that's where it really will start to shine. And when we're getting through like hell and stuff, we'll be getting a lot of damage done from this. But of course, before you can corpse explode anything, you need to kill stuff. So we'll be using Teeth, then into Bone Spear, and that'll be our main two sources of damage. And we'll probably have some amp damage that we'll toss around as well for the corpse explosions. For summons, we'll probably just have a single golem just to help out a little bit and just tank. And early on, if we want, we could also go Iron Maiden, though we don't have to. So if you want to do the Iron Maiden cheese, that can be something. But I don't really like dumping too early points into amp damage in Iron Maiden, so a lot of times I just go shop a wand with it and then use that wand. We'll get there when we get there. Here is our Necro. Our main focuses on gear are going to be FCR, plus to skills, life, resistances. That's pretty much the main four. Faster run walk, obviously, for the boots, but for all the other stuff, we'll really be looking at those. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start. We will set players 8. Remember, you can type, if you're in normal or in single player, I mean, you can type /players space 1 through 8, and it will be very nice. Why not Bone Spirit? Bone Spirit is good, but it's a single target, right? So you can use it on a couple single targets here and there. Otherwise, Bone Spear is just where you want all the money to be, because it has the piercing ability. So I like to start players 8 because things in the Bloodmoor of normal are just not deadly at all. And you can be players 1 if you want. If you're online, obviously you're going to be players 1 unless you have other people in your game. But basically, when you increase the player count, it's simulating as if more people are in your game. Thus, you're getting more item drops, you're getting more experience, and the monster toughness and damage and all of that increases as well. So it's really the best thing about it for single player and such is that it allows you, let's go ahead and get a point in Teeth. It allows you to be a little bit more aggressive in pushing forward as opposed to having to continue to just farm over the same areas consistently, right? So it helps a lot with that piece right there. Things to note here about Teeth. So our main thing we're going to do for our build, first off, I guess, is we're just going to be going Vitality and Teeth. To start, I will probably pick up a little bit of energy. I like having a few points early in energy, so I'm actually going to put a couple right there. Just because teeth can be mana intensive, and one of the really annoying things about teeth is that every skill point that you put in it increases the number of teeth by 1, but it also increases the mana cost. And so if you have like 15, 20 points in teeth, it's starting to cost a ton of mana. We'll check the shrine. Nice. And we don't really love that, right? So here you can see it is now 3.5 mana instead of 3 mana. So it's half a point per level, but that really starts to add up, right? When you get to like level 20, that's another 10 mana on top of it, and it's just very mana intensive. So I'll go ahead and put 5 more points in energy. I'll probably leave it at that, at 35, and then I'll just start jamming into vitality. So we can come over here. If you have excess gold, you can definitely look at shopping a wand with plus to teeth, or something like this. This is a really nice wand. 10 FCR, 1 mana per kill. Mana per kill is very nice for this character. I don't have that yet, so I'm just going to go forward, and we'll see about that later. Now, going down here, I'm actually going to go to Players 1. I meant to hit that before I entered, so we'll have a couple mobs at Players 8. And the main reason is Den of Evil. Just not as exciting for leveling up. But you can stay Players 8 through here. It'll be a little bit slower. But that's all just up to you, right? This is the kind of the nice thing about Players 1 to Players 8 is for a lot of the areas and pieces, it doesn't much matter, right? It's personal preference. Do you want to be a little faster, or do you want to be, gaining a little bit more experience and slowing down? My thoughts are, I'll just get the experience elsewhere. And again, we're just jamming teeth. So we're gonna go teeth, 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 but not all teeth. Like for now, yes, but later on, not all teeth. Wand plus to teeth. One to raise skeleton. So we're gonna get teeth, but then we're gonna actually shift into getting bone wall. So when we get around level 8 or 9, I'll have to do the math when we get there. Gargantuan Beasts are one of the reasons I hate Players 8 down here. They're just so tanky. I really could use some mana potions. We'll see if we can get any. What about... Oh, sorry. That's a big mic bonk. What about Baby and Dario? Kill you. You. That was my bad. Yeah, we did the Golem. Part Nightmare is up on YouTube. Part Hell will be up tomorrow. These graphics are great. They did such a nice job. Hats off to the D2R team. I tip my fedora. Okay. I do wish there was a little bit more gold down here, just because, again, I'd love to go shopping for +2 teeth. Usually getting like +1 or 2 to teeth on a wand can really just help with that early damage. Pieces of gear we're looking for right now Just 2 open sockets on an armor would be really nice. Yeah, it was crazy, Rag. Right. So we'll head home.
Is that enough?
And we just don't really have much gold, unfortunately, so I doubt we'll be able to get one. We can sell. It's not even really worth identifying those. We can actually take a look. If we find a see, like that one's 7,500. If we find just a white wand, with one to teeth. 1 mana per kill is also interesting. And maybe 2 to teeth. No. See if we can get it. There we go. 1 to teeth for 1256. Perfect. So it's a small boost, but again, at this point, those kinds of boosts are actually pretty valuable. I'm really going to jam up on mana potions just because mana potions early are very valuable there. They do a lot. We'll continue with the vitality plan. We'll go back to players 8. And we will go forward. But if you think about it, like, it doesn't seem like it's that good. Right? Like, oh, what's 2 to teeth on a wand?
Less than 3 to the goat, less than 3.
But then if you think about how strong a skill shrine is early on, and you think, oh wait,
MR Llama
a +2 teeth wand is literally a permanent skill shrine, all of a sudden it becomes a lot more valuable. Blackgaver, Slick, and Prince of Persia. Thank you so much. So let's do a little bit of leveling here. Oh, we run around. There's an experience shrine. Love that. Grab that before we turn and kill some stuff. And this dude is just a massive tank, so I'm trying to kind of leave him in the dust if I can. Alright, I wonder if that's going... I'll try and avoid him this way. Okay, so we're going to continue with teeth right now. We're only level 6. But again, around 8, it might be 9. We will put a point. I think it goes 9, 10, hold 11, 12 into bone wall. And no, that, you know, probably don't need to hold for that. I'm not doing anything with Iron Maiden. Yeah, I mean, we're probably fine just going here. So this is actually slightly different from LOD, because in LOD we just, in the LOD guided playthrough, it was just go straight through. All teeth, you know, you'd have like 20 points in teeth. But here, this way actually will help out just a little bit. Okay, so at level 6, I'm actually going to get a clay golem. And the reason is the tankiness of him is extremely valuable. So I'm not just having to always run for my life all the time. Whenever there's a boss group, archers, things like that, I can always just put it up, have it hang out. Skeleton archers, champions, I don't really care that much about. I'll kill some of these dudes. Get some of this experience instead. Generally, I'm focusing more on boss groups, but I also just like big groups of mobs. So we'll go another point in teeth. We are level 8.
Pro tip, ladies and gentlemen, write it down. When you have a bone to pick with the game pick bone NECRO 5 head, remember to use the 2-hammer technique, always important, and put points into teeth. Kill monsters, gain experience, gain loot. Make sure to gain the bone NECRO loot.
Yeah.
Very important, and have fun.
I guess it's generally if you don't have the sound. Okay, so this is how I would say build it. just follow my build that I'm going with here. It can be slightly different if you want, but essentially at level 11, we want to make sure, always check your preserved heads in case they have plus teeth. At level 11, we always want to make sure we have a point in bone armor. So at level 12, we can start putting points into bone wall. That is the important piece right there. However, a point in corpse explosion will also be nice. If you want to do that earlier or later, it's fine. You can kind of decide. Nothing on that one. Because we will want Bone Spear, but oftentimes I'll just get that at level 17. But you want, by level 12, 1 point in Clay Golem, 1 point in Bone Armor, and then you can start jamming into Bone Wall. And the reason is, Bone Wall is a synergy of teeth. And so you're actually gaining damage on your teeth, but you're not increasing the mana cost on it, which is really nice. No corpse explosion. So like I was explaining before, corpse explosion right here is really rough. Like I have 59 mana and it costs 15 and it's not a giant AoE. So, and like I would just be like, oh, let's just jam up all the, you know, all that we can. As much corpse explosion, just keep putting points in it. But the problem with that is, in order for corpse explosion to work and be good, you need to actually have damage and have something killed first, right? You need to kill a monster first. If you can't kill anything, then the corpse explosions are worthless. So focusing on that piece first is the more important piece. Okay, we have a experience shrine over here, which is really nice. Experience and skill shrines are going to be your best friends. Skill shrines, because this character's damage is just a little low, which you may note so far. Now I am on player's 8. It's going to, of course, take a little bit of time. But if you think about how some of the other characters can start to fight around this time, you know, a lot of times they're doing a little bit better. They're a little bit stronger than this guy. And especially when it gets a little further down. When am I going to organize my YouTube playthroughs and guides? I have a playlist of the LOD ones, and there may be some like D2R ones sprinkled in there. So I guess I just need to make 2 playlists, one for LOD, one for D2R. Probably be the easiest way to do it. Emroy, can't you do that or something? Wait, he's probably not awake. Alright. We'll grab this waypoint here. I think he's like a mod on the YouTube in a way that he can manage it.
This place reeks of death.
So, in the tower, we want to look for boss groups, and then of course we just want to get to the end of the tower as well, right? And we'll take a super chest. And we got 2-socket helm, that's nice. And not really great ring, but it does have 8 to mana, which right now 8 to mana is, you know, worth a little bit. So, on almost all of the tower levels, you will have at least one boss. It is very rare you have a level with 0 bosses on it. And we want to go and find the boss group and kill the boss group. Now, this is unfortunately pretty bad so far. Our first boss group was None on the first level. Our second boss group was Champion Archers. And our third boss group was Champion Archers. Our fourth boss group is these Fallens, which isn't that great because they're kind of bad experience, but at least it's one that I'm like going to kill. Whereas Champion Archers really kind of are awful. So, why am I focusing on these groups? What is it about them? Okay, so the next point goes in bone armor, by the way. Well, the reason I'm focusing on them is because champion groups are worth... Wow, we actually have 2 L shapes. That's interesting. Champion groups are worth 300%, and these boss groups that have a unique boss associated with them, like this one, and all the minions, are worth 500% experience. So by fighting these guys, it's worth so much more experience. I mean, literally look at my experience when I kill one of them. Now, obviously, they're harder to kill, and on this character especially, they're definitely harder to kill. But you can literally see when this guy dies, my experience is going to jump, you know, 15% per monster. Like, it's crazy.
Hello new chatters, I told Llama this years ago, besides organizing his YouTube channel, but instead he's leaving it messy like his home. Now,
Wow.
I've told him to get a proper editor to edit his videos and have a funny compilation video of all his stories and jokes and other funny stuff like this Dono for example. In order to spruce up his channel, but he's not doing it or leaves the job to others like the mods and such. Just like leaving cleaning his home to his wife.
Wow.
LLLLLLLLLLLL.
Okay. Bone armor at 11. That's the important one. Now we will go here. We did get our 2-socket armor. I'll actually put 5 points in strength just so I can wear that. And that's not really worth anything. And I will dump the rest into vitality. We will also come over here. And we'll go ahead and get a little bit more money to help out. And jam our potions up. We can buy a bunch of scrolls. Okay.
Hello.
So, again, 500% experience, plus they have a higher level, so they're worth even more experience just from that. So they are extremely nice for killing. Champions are 300% experience, and they don't have all the minions with them. And ones like champions archers can really suck and just be super awful. So that's why I'm generally not stopping for like champion archers, but I will stop to fight these sorts of minions and bosses right here. And again, you want to look for, if it says minion, see this says undead-minion, then you know that's one of the minions of that boss, and that one will be a higher level and give you more experience. Thanks, killer. You have 2 of them? Yeah, me too. We'll go ahead and kill that minion, and we'll move forward. So, when we get down to the Countess, the most important thing is make sure we go down to Players 1 before we kill the Countess. If you stay on Players 8, she will drop you 1 rune, pretty much maximum. Good luck getting more than 1 rune. It's just how it works. She has a special drop, and so if she's on a higher player count, her chances of dropping more runes go down. When she's on a lower player count, her chances of dropping more runes goes up. That is only for the Countess. No other monster in the game. Okay, so we have Eth and Eth. And I'll pick up the experience. It's okay if she is spawned at Players 8, by the way. You just need to make sure she dies at Players 1. And then we will go back to Players 8. Again, I'm looking for Tal and Ethrune here to make a stealth rune word. Faster run walk, faster cast rate, faster hit recovery. It's got it all, right? What more can you want? Also, we're level 12, so we'll put a point on Bone Wall. Not only does this boost up our bone armor, so we can actually cast a bone armor and have a little physical, but again, it does increase our damage on teeth without increasing the mana cost of teeth, which is really nice. We'll get a few stamina potions, get the mana is all good, and we will head down here to begin the next run. And again, if I'm coming down and I see a boss group outside, a lot of times I'll stop and kill it because, hey, boss groups are worth experience. And one of the things that you'll find for this character and just other characters in general is you want to have experience. You do not want to get caught too far behind in levels or it's going to start feeling really slow and painful. If your characters do tons of damage, like, you know, a trap assassin or a fire druid, right? They do so much damage early on with fissure and wake of fire and stuff. it doesn't really matter if you're under-leveled or over-leveled. You kill everything still. But a character like this, who you can see takes a while to kill, on players 8, but still takes a little bit, you want to have that extra damage there. Thank you, BK Silver. Think it drops? Not yet, we just started it. And we are using a lot of mana, so I'm actually going to put another 5 points into energy. So we have 15 points in energy now. This is totally optional, and again, we will eventually respec out of this. I think that's something for a lot of people. They think, I can't ever put any points in energy because then, you know, everybody says energy is garbage and it's a terrible thing to do. And like, yeah, it is if you're going late game, you know, on your barbarian and you've got a bunch of points in energy or something. It is pretty bad. Those points are just better elsewhere. But early on, when you're doing a playthrough of the game, get some energy, man. Make it easier on yourself. So archers can be rough. Something that I also like to do is I hover over. When I first see a boss, I hover over it. That one was extra strong. I look at what is the mod or mods that the boss has. If it's cursed, okay, I want to make sure I'm not getting hit by the boss. If I have a, you know, or a shrine, I want to make sure I'm extra far away there. If it's cold enchanted, I also want to not be hit because I might get slowed. It could be really rough, right? Like, know what you're dealing with. Extra fast, mana burn, extra strong. Or is it just something like teleport, you know, which is still good to know, right? I've died many times to like teleporting mobs or teleporting ancients. So you still want to know if they're just going to jump on you potentially, but not as bad. Now, back in the day, putting points in energy was horrible because respecs didn't exist. Preserved Head, always pick that up. So yeah, you didn't want to put them in there, but you also had to do a lot of things differently back in the day to, you know, make sure your character didn't brick or was solid enough. Another point to Bone Wall here. We're level 14. Again, at level 17, after I have 5 points in Bone Wall, I will put a point into Corpse Explosion. Just remember that. So that way at 18, you can jump into Bone Spear, because again, you can see Teeth just kind of doesn't have enough damage going for it. That's the biggest problem. It's just a little bit slow. Now, a little bit ago I was talking about mobs in the tower. I'm going to set throw here so that I don't attack. In the tower, you have generally one boss per level. Sometimes you have 0, and sometimes you have 2. The way that you get 2 is you have this L shape right here that you can see if you look at my map. And it has no door there. It's just this, and then it's got this dead road burning, and it will have a boss group about 95% of the time. Like 5% of the time, a boss group won't spawn on it. So if you have that, you'll have a boss group there, and sometimes a boss group in another part of the tower, which you can see we do have right here. So this and that previous level, I actually had double boss groups, but that's generally not the case, right? More often than not, you will have just the single. Okay, fanaticism on archers. A little scary. Now, something I haven't discussed yet, but I'll go ahead and talk about right now, is controlling your teeth. So the distance that your cursor is from your character plays a role in how your teeth will spread. Ooh, 1 to teeth. Look at that. So you get a little bit more bonus. We'll go another point Bone Wall. So if I shoot, and again I'm going down to players 1 before I kill. If I shoot close to my body, I get a very wide spread. I can shoot in like a full 180 arc. However, if I shoot really far away from my body, I can get a really tight, narrow packing of all my teeth. So depending on how all the mobs are lining up, you'll see me go closer or further from my body when I'm shooting, depending on how much damage. How does that work on console? No clue at all. Does it work on console? Probably not. You probably just have a standard distance, to be honest. Ith rune, darn. So we needed a Tal rune. Didn't get that. So we'll continue going down here. But spending time in the tower on this character is not that bad. Getting a few more levels, like, it's actually really nice. Hey, 2 to teeth. And 7 to mana. We'll go ahead and save all the chip gems and rejuves. We'll just put those over there. Those are useful for later on. Can get some money out of that. And then also just rejuves can be nice in general. And we'll sell all these pieces. We'll fill up on mana again. And we'll continue with vitality. I also eventually want 25 strength. I'll go back to players 8. So I will eventually do that. At some point, you could do it by now. Essentially, by the time you get to Act 2, you want to have 25 strength. That's right, Derp. And the reason is we want to buy a belt. Just a flat, plain old belt. And that belt will have 12 potion slots instead of 8. And well, that sure sounds nice. This character chugs potions a decent amount, so saving ourselves from having to go into our inventory to fill them up as much is really nice. At this point as well, since I'm 15 close to 16, I'm going to go ahead and start pushing more towards just killing the Countess. When there are boss groups, I'll do that, but I'm not going to go spend my time running all the way around a level looking for a boss group. And you don't have to do that earlier as well. You could also just go right for the boss group whenever you want, but hope I find the rune to tune my goon soon. Me too. Probably how far you take the thumbstick away from the middle, I imagine. Maybe. Yeah, maybe it's all based on that. Now, here's, for instance, is where I might move forward. There is a single boss, and yes, he's worth some experience, but I'm level 16 already. Final point into Bonewall. And killing a single guy when he's got that much life doesn't always feel quite as worth it. It takes a lot of time for not as much value, whereas I could be down here firing these teeth at 5 guys at once, and that just feels better. So if a monster's, you know, usually like under half or under a third, somewhere in that range, I'll stop and fight them. Otherwise, a lot of times, I'm just moving forward. Now, when you're playing through the game, getting stuff for gold is very nice and good to do. Because we will want to get a teleport staff later. We'll also potentially want to look for a plus to bone spear wand later. So both of those can be expensive, especially the plus to bone spear. That one can get pricey really fast, even for a +1. So if we can find something really nice,
Impossible.
we'll do so. We'll go players 1 for the Countess here. I'll resummon my Golem. You can see even now, at only 8.5 mana per cast, this is still costing a lot of mana. I'm still burnt out on it. And there we go. We got our Tal rune, and we also got a tier rune on top of it, which is just kind of an added bonus. And so I will make Tal and Eth in a 2 open socket. Gray armor. Note how the armor is gray. It says hard leather armor in gray. Sometimes there will be socketed armors that are blue. It'll be a mechanic's leather armor. That means it's 2 open sockets from the socketing affix, not from the base of the item. And if you put Taleth in there, it won't make stealth or anything in any blue mechanics item whatsoever. So definitely don't do that. So we'll put that there. And then Tyrone is gorgeous. It is mana per kill. I'm going to go ahead and pop that in my cap because mana per kill is really nice on this character. Again, I'm spending a lot. 10 fire is. It's nice. I'm spending a lot on mana. And so if I can get even just a little bit of that back, that's just really nice. So now I've got my 2 open socket helm, my 2 open socket armor. Those are generally the 2 pieces. You can always just shop it right here. So if you don't find it, just come shop it. You can also look for other items. Sometimes they've got low resistances or whatever on them.
Good day.
But didn't find anything too crazy there. We'll come over here. And we will go ahead and just get some more mana potions. Oh no! A little bit of gold waste. It's okay. We can also go to Kasha if we want and just hire a chick. I like to get the fire ones once they're level 12 because they open up Exploding Arrow, which is something new in D2R, and actually can do a little bit of damage. So I like having that personally. We'll go back to players 8 and we are ready to move forward. Are you into it, Minders? So let's continue. If you did not get the Taleth yet, go ahead and continue down to find your Taleth. Once you hit level 17, monsters in the tower really stop giving you that much experience though. So I would actually recommend not killing most of them, just kind of running through to the Countess to find your Taloneth. Additionally, you could also just stay on players 1. You don't even have to go to players 8. You can just go there. Teeth is based on monster distance, but if there's no monster in sight, it will do the widest range. Interesting. So it auto-adjusts it for monster distance as best as it can. It's true Black Gamer. Okay, so we are now moving forward into the barracks. Barracks has a lot of boss groups in it. I'll grab the chip skull as well. That can be really nice.
Impossible.
We'll probably use it on that to try and get some bone spears later. Just trust me on that. Chip gems and all skulls are really nice for your character. As a NECRO, you will want those. But yeah, there's a lot of boss groups down in here, so you can actually get okay experience. We'll probably hit our 17. And if you want to grab the Malice, you can. If you don't want to grab the Malice, it's not like make or break. I like to try and imbue a wand later on. Because if we can hit something really nice, like 3 to Bone Spear, 2 to Bone Spear, that can actually be a massive boost. I can't even tell you guys how much of a boost it is to have that. Okay, and that was our last point in Bonewall. We are at 17, so we are now going to Corpse Explosion.
Impossible.
And remember how I said champion boss groups are bad? Well, we like this one. Champion fallen groups are not bad. And the reason is they're 300% experience, but because they have all those summons are also 300% experience. So there's a lot of experience to be had. And we like that. I also am going to look for maybe one more 2 open socket helmet, just in case, because we may want to make a lore when we get to Nightmare, which is a helmet that gives +1 to all skills, some light res, some mana per kill. So things that are pretty valuable to us. Why did nobody pick Poison Explosion? Bad.
Torture of caged starvation.
Hopefully that explained it. Now, we have our mercenary. She does alright. If you want to help your mercenary, you can always drag a potion over her portal, or her portrait. Last time I said portfolio, this time. And you can just give her the potion. You can additionally press Shift 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 wherever your health or rejuve potions are. And when you do that, it will immediately give the points to, or the potion over. Spike Club is actually one, I really love this weapon. Just because it has the attacker takes damage of 7. And I just like that. Plus you get a little 7 vitality, magic damage reduced. So in low level dueling, when we would have like Iron Man, oh my god, whenever somebody found this, which happened I think twice, we had to ban it from like the melee duels. It was too good. Nobody could fight. Whoever had it just won instantly.
I can't.
Somebody thought it was the club that gives fire res. You mean light res? Or let's see, Nords, or not Nords. Fellow gives light res, right? Fellow is 60 light res, 20 fire res. That's right. Mostly light res, but it does have some. I forgot it had the 20. Isn't attacker takes damage equal to thorns? Yeah, I mean they're getting the thorns damage back, so it is a thorns item. Which I just love thorns. I think it's really fun. On Switch, it's L2 in the D-pad direction of a potion to give it to your merc. Yeah, I would have never known that. Buongiorno, Texas. Hello. How you doing, Nathan?
I sense.
So we will, we're just running through, trying to get to the catacombs now. Big thing, I just want to get to Act 2, right? Once you've hit level 17, you're really pretty good on Act 1. There's not that much more experience to be gained. You can go to 18 a lot of times. I actually feel like it's right there for some reason. I'm going to go around, but I think that's it. I don't know why. Nope. Just felt like you don't see it go down there that often like that up here. So a lot of times when it's that like far away, it will be that. Let's see if we get any FCR. We do get a 10% magic find ring. Man, that's so much mana though. I guess I'll put that over here for now. The reason I like this ring is magic find is premium the first few points. A lot of people are like, it's only 10% magic find. But the first point of magic find that you have is worth more than any other point of magic find that you will ever get. So that's why it's like, okay, the first 10 are worth as much as, you know, going from 600 magic find to 700 magic find or something. There's just a lot of value there. Probably a waypoint, yeah. So we'll go ahead and grab the waypoint. That's why I left that portal there. And if you want to farm normal in Dario, you can. There's not a ton of really good items that you're going to get from her. Honestly, you're most likely to get, like, you know, some blood fists, which are nice. Hisaris boots and belt are nice. You know, maybe some other fast Roanoke boots like Gorefoots or something. Otherwise, she probably has the chance to drop you Torch of Iro or something like that, but it's probably extremely low, so not even worth like discussing. Okay, so we'll just continue looking for level 4 here. And as always, feel free to stop and smell the roses. Kill as many things as you want to kill. Remember, this is like... This is just, you know, Alright, here we'll go players 1. Make sure you go to players 1 before we go down there, otherwise Andario's going to take forever. I'm trying to just like kind of move forward. I move quicker in this game because I've played this game for 30,000 hours. And so don't feel like you have to keep up. You can always pause the video when you're watching and catch up yourself, and then start the video again when you get to the same spot. And Daryl also is really weak against fire, so if my mercenary, you know, didn't have horrible AI and was actually attacking Andariel, she could have done some nice damage to her. But instead, we will just teeth her down. Mercenary AI is so sad. Okay. We'll go ahead and get rid of some of these minor potions here. And sure. To change from players 1 to players 8 and vice versa, you type /players space number.
Hello.
Nothing really worth anything there, but that's okay. I mean, it'll be worth a little bit of gold. So we'll go ahead and sell those pieces. I'll keep this ring just because I may want that a little later. We'll keep those as well. And we will pick up some potions. Now, oh wait, I forgot. We're going to get a belt. Oh wow, we got one of the rare times that he doesn't sell a belt. Or she. So we can always just reset the act really fast. Reset the game. And once you get to here, oh, I don't have, that's right, I need to put in the 5 strength. 25 strength. Once you get to here, you can actually do this super easy way to buy a bunch of potions, which is shift right click, fill up your belt, unequip your belt, equip your belt again. Right click with the shift, unequip, equip, right click. And that just saves you so much time. It's very nice. How do I not get bored? With what? This game? This game's a masterpiece. How would I ever get bored with this? We'll go back here. We'll set that up for imbue. Now, something important to remember. There's another 2-socket helm. I talked about potentially wanting that for later, so we'll store that. Is imbue is based on your character level. So you want to make sure when you're imbuing that you have a high enough character level to get the things that you want. So I'm going to go ahead and wait on that one. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm shopping the cheapest blue wands I possibly can. Those were 283 and like 250 or something.
Hello.
And I only need like, you know, a few of them. It depends how many chip gems you have. 1522 is fine. Alright, we'll start with 3. That's totally fine. In Act 1, normally you'll generally find the cheapest ones. So I'm shopping those, and I will just hold them for later until I have the cube. But essentially, I'm going to use these chip gems. And potentially that, though I would like to save this skull for another recipe. We'll go back to players 8. And I'll use the chip gems to re-roll them. It's a cube recipe. By socketing them, socketing blue weapons, I can actually re-roll the skills on them and thus try and get some nice +2 bone spear. Okay. We want to kill boss groups like that. And we can go ahead and head out. We got a fast turn off right there. Like Moo Girl when I put on my fedora. Wait, other way. Reverse that. And this is where the golem can just be very helpful. So just tank a little bit. Again, I'm not like needing him a ton, but just a little bit of tank ability can be super nice. And now we have Bone Spear, and we can go ahead and set Bone Spear as well. And just kind of feel around for, is this going to be useful? Is it not? You know, it depends the mobs you're fighting and what their array is and their arrangement. So if they're very lined up, you can use your Bone Spear. If it's really just like a mass grouping, you can just launch a whole slew of teeth into them. This is kind of a mix. You could argue either one is good right now. So while you have a level 1 Bone Spear, generally you're going to kind of bounce back and forth between the two. Once you get up to a level 2, and especially like a level 3 Bone Spear, you're going to be pretty set on just using Bone Spear. So we'll just jam up here. And perfect. How do I motivate myself after doing heck? I play some more. Oh wow, it actually, hold on. Wait, does it kick out to the left of this? No, it doesn't. Alright, whatever. Yeah, there's a lot. The thing is, Diablo 2 has a lot of fun ways to play it. And what I actually find is for all of the games nowadays that try to create endgame, they end up making the experience of the game so poor on the way there that playing the game isn't very fun. It's just get to the end game, and then it's just like such a set specific way that you're supposed to play the end game. And what I find is fun about these older style games is they didn't have that. They just built a fun game, and then you just kind of play the fun game, and then when you finish, you're like, well, I want to keep playing it more. And you just make up what you want to do. Oh, I want to go trade a bunch. Oh, I want to go, you know, PvP. Oh, I want to go do this and that. And it's just stuff that the community decided was stuff to have in the game because they wanted to play the characters more than just what it was set up as. I actually like going players 1 down in the Halls of the Dead. It's just, the experience here is so bad. It's a pretty low level area. So it's really not worth like even killing things, and they just get in your way.
Impossible. Impossible.
Wand skills over teleport staff. We'll buy a teleport staff later. So it's a twofer. We roll for wand skills with the chip gems, and then we can sell those wands for money later. Yeah, and there's, you know, a tiny bit. It's players 1 there. We can go ahead. We can go to players 8 now if we want. And
join my army of the dead.
Impossible.
Seriously, you have a fedora? Bruh? Listen, Mr. Llama Isildur cast IT into the fire IT came from. Destroy IT.
what?
I'm
That's
pressing
great.
the X button to doubt. Ain't no way Moo girl likes that fedora.
She
Chat,
loves it.
press 1 in chat if you believe fedoras are unattractive.
There are a lot of fine fedora wearers in the chat. Thank you very much. So chat's on my side, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, Charlie. Looks like you should have been more gnarly. Bone Spear is so weak.
Hello.
Again, early levels of the points in them aren't great. This is why getting a few plus to skills just does a lot. And I'm actually really sad that we have so few chip gems. That actually is like really disappointing, because that can be a great place to pick up some extra chances. So I'm actually just gonna roll 2 for now. Oh, come on, don't do this to me. Alright, well, we didn't get... This is pretty train wreck on it. We got no plus Bone Spear. We failed the first roll. Thankfully, the second roll at least rolled something, so this is worth money. So this right here will sell for 15,000 in Act 3. And if we can get one more chip gem, again, I could use the skull, but I want to save the skull. We can roll one more wand and pray that we can get something a little better. The main reason I want more gold is I want to buy things, and gold is very needed for that. So we'll go back to Far Oasis here and head over to the Far Oasis from the Dry Hills. Potions are good enough for now. Life tap charges I'm not going to care about, but yeah, it's a great way to roll a 1 because again, like buying a +2 to Bone Spear wand is going to be 70, 80, 90,000. If I can just roll it instead, I can actually potentially get it. Now, if you're okay with being like pseudo SSF, you can go ahead and gift yourself a little gold from another character or something, right, from your shared stash, and very easily have any of those items there. But if you're playing purely solo self-found, it can be rough. Get teeth going a little more still. And something to note with Bone Spear is it's very narrow, right? As you can see. So a lot of Bone Spear's strength comes purely in, can you line it up? Can you get all the mobs you want to hit, or a lot of them that you're trying to hit, in a straight line, so that way you can actually hit most of them and do a lot of damage. If you cannot do that, you're generally just going to have a tough time. So you'll often see me moving myself around in different ways to try and get a better position and hit more of the mobs if possible. Just something to think about. Is Spirit good? So Spirit is fine, right? It gives you plus mana, which is really nice. It gives you hit recovery. It gives you plus to skills. It gives you FCR. It gives you life. Right? All of the good things. However, it only gives you +2 to skills. And unfortunately, for this character, that's not a lot of skills. Bone Spear is pretty weak. So we need to do a lot to get Bone Spear's damage up, right? So this is where our friendly Dole IO wand comes into play, aka White Wand. We will get a 2-socket wand, or have a wand that we can get 2 sockets into. Wait. Oh, wait, this goes up and around. I didn't have to think about it. Hush. And we will make white and get plus, you know, we probably won't get +8 to Bone Spear, but we'll probably go for like a +6 or 7 Bone Spear. Grab that waypoint, head over to the Maggot Lair. Ooh, that's nice. I'm actually going to make that swap. Now we have 24% Magic Find, and again, that's enough Magic Find. We'll also go Players 1 here. You actually can go Players 8 if you really want in the Maggot Lair, because Bone Spear is actually perfect in the Maggot Lair. However, when you get to tricky corners, if you have like beetle or like maggot boss groups in the corners, it can be really annoying trying to kill the things there. So that's my main reason that I don't do that.
I can't.
But this character was kind of built for this area. One of the few characters that actually really enjoys the Mega Lair. Or doesn't mind it, I should say. So nice and easy. But again, if you're here players 1, players 8, right? Players 1, it just means you'll get a little bit more experience later. Players 8, it'll just take a little bit longer. Both of those are fine. Now, because I really want gold, and I don't have a lot of chip gems and all the wands to go with it, I'm going to really focus on picking up things like scale mails and splint mails and breastplates and big armors, as well as wands, scepters, staves, just like anything that has some nice plus to skills on it, or is just heavy armor like that, because they can just be worth a decent amount of gold. Cold Worm can drop some okay things. So let's see what he gives us. Darn. I was hoping he'd give us plus to Bone Spear. Okay, so we have those. Can sell, make a little bit of money. It's not crazy, but hey, another 6,000 gold, like right now. It's a lot of gold for us. And now we'll go to the Lost City. And yeah, we'll go back to players 8. These points I'll put into Vitality. Again, we're pretty much on the Vitality train. If you want to be on the Energy train, you can. But you have to be careful with how much energy you're putting in, right? Okay. How do you do Ubers with bones? Is it possible? Yeah, you can make it work. Especially later on when you've got like really good gear. You just need high enough damage and some way to prevent some healing. Or just high enough damage to go beyond, or go through the healing, you know. Do you need a lot of FCR for Bone Spear? The spear already looks fine. I mean, it always helps to just have more, right? Like, this speed maybe looks fine, but it feels a little slow still. I definitely would love a couple more frames. But this is also right now where I do have my stealth on. I think that's all I have. So that's gonna make it, you know, a little bit easier. Because that gives a few breakpoints there. Pick up the wand. Can imbue that a little bit later if we want. See what we can get. Maybe we can get plus Bone Spear there. But yeah, you just have to think about DPS is not only the damage that is done, right? It is also
I can't carry any.
What is the speed at which you're shooting. So by increasing your shot speed, speed, you're increasing your damage. This is a good example of lining up targets right there. Really maximize. We'll also put another point into Bone Spear. And that'll really start helping. Again, every point that you can get is just so valuable. And for instance, right here is a better time for using teeth. If I want to kill all of that. Okay. More vitality. And there. Another 10, 11 grand. Always nice. We'll put that away just for a tiny bit, though I guess we're at the point we could imbue. If I wait till, what is it, 24 is when you can get 20 FCR on the imbue. That's a little far away. Let's just use it now, see if we can get a Bone Spear. I did not know
Finally
that
getting
Darkmaster.
access to audio again.
Big money, no whammies. Viridian GG. Now the good news is we're not really using teeth that much anymore, and +1 to teeth isn't that much of a replacement. So for now, 40 fire res, 14 to energy. That's pretty nice. We'll go ahead and grab it. We can sell it a little bit later if we want, but it at least gives us some stuff. And now that we are level 20, we're mostly going to be on Bone Spear, with a very rare exception of Teeth, again, for a big spread of monsters. It was no audio November. No, there's... Good thing is white is easy to farm in Nightmare Tower. Yes and no. The good news is white can be farmed in the Nightmare Tower. The bad news is
This is fantastic.
Io Rune only has a 4% chance to drop. So you can spend a few hours there. The good news is you get a lot of experience in that tower, which is very helpful for the character. So, and also you pick up tons and tons of runes, so you can end up making a lot of other things as well, which is really nice. Now, on this area right here, you can choose if you prefer players 1 or players 8. I think it's very much what you want, how you're feeling. I don't mind being players 8 at the moment because the experience is not too bad out here. And again, like I said before, getting experience and a few more levels really means a lot for this character, especially with all of the Bone Spear just being so brutal. Hey, we got another chip we can re-roll.
It's locked.
So, I like it for that reason. If I had more plus to skills, you know, okay, am I doing that? I don't know. I might just go plus, you know, just go forward because I'm feeling strong enough. But it also lines monsters up pretty well. So, that's something that I really like about it. One to Golem Mastery.
It's locked.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Another chip gem. Again, I like it. If I can get another 2 chip gems or a chipped skull, I would be quite happy. Give me more roll chances at plus the bone spear. Chipped ruby. Okay, one more. No first way. These are super chests at the end here, so they are going to have decent chance for some chips, but also a lot of things that can be worth gold. There's another level. Charms and such.
I am overburdened.
So a lot of decent things. And there's a flawed skull as well. So we actually got like everything we wanted right there. Beautiful. No way, Warren. Really? They don't need to buy for it? Oh, that's gonna get destroyed really fast.
Hello.
That's very ballsy of him to do. Poison res. Not worth enough for me to care. They're probably just sending it in the mail right now. Okay, so now we have all these chips, so let's continue. We'll sell these. Well, this one at least. This one's probably worth nothing, yeah. This, 1, 2, 3. And wow. 1 to curses, 1 to poison explosion, 1 to bone wall, and 3 to clay golem. Which that's actually not bad. The clay golem is nice. But this is also just worth a ton of money. So we'll hold that over for a ton of money. Let's go for the next guy. 1 to raise skeletal mage. Rip. No bone spear still. Yeah, that could be a really nice nice one there. But now we can do our fun time build. We need to go get a spiked club. And you go spiked club plus skull of any quality plus skull of any quality plus blue shield. I don't need the plus teeth anymore here. I'm moving on to bone spear. And we re-roll it. And unfortunately we get no bone spear. But we do get 24 fire res and we do get a point in Iron Maiden, which I was going to go shop a wand for later on. So you win some, you lose some. At least it gives us that. But for now,
This is fantastic.
we will just continue forward here. Sadly, having rolled no plus to bone spears. You can reroll Drogna and find a +3 to Bone Spear wand. Yeah, I don't have money. I'm pretty broke. A +3 to Bone Spear wand is going to cost easily 6 figures. And if it has other things on it. Also, it's not like super easy. It'll take a little bit of time to find. But I'll probably, I mean, eventually I will go get a, you know, plus the Bone Spear wand, but it'll be when I have more money. Alright, couple more, whatchamacallits, that's good money. That's actually wild, Warren. I can't believe he's distributing that. There we go. A couple more chip gems. We can re-roll again. And maybe this time we can hit it.
I am overburdened.
Like, Bonesy, what are you doing, man? Distributing without DRM there? You're just asking for legal trouble. Alright, we get a second way. And again, that puts us in an okay enough spot here. We are level 21, which is nice. So we've leveled up, you know, 1 or 2 extra levels because I went players 8 down here. And there's another chip. Good, good, good. And by doing so, it gives us a little bit more capability. Also, a pair of rare heavy gloves. We like that a lot. And 22% magic find, 5 light res, and half freeze duration. Not bad. They're not amazing gloves. I really wish they had more resistances, but we'll take it. I'm gonna save this staff because it's worth 10,000 here, and then it'll be worth 15,000 later. And so I want to make sure I'm kind of getting the most out of it that I can. I'm also, because I have 3 more chip gems, gonna go look again for a cheap wand. And hopefully roll Bone Spear, but we do not. 3 to Dim Vision, 10 FCR. I kind of like 14 energy, 40 fire res, ever so slightly more. I don't know. 14 energy is really nice. We're up to 62,000 gold, plus we have all these things to sell, so our gold situation is actually looking really nice now. Minus the 7,000 we just spent. So I'm pretty happy with that. We have triangle that we need to go find. You're allowed to buff 1 tree on 1 class. What's my choice? Oh, jeez. Druid, like shape-shifting. So how do these all lay out? It goes circle to the far left, then moon, then square, then sun is right above you. Then you have the double down arrow right here. You have the triangle right over here, and the circle over moon all the way to the far right. That is always the layout of the tombs, so you should always know exactly where to go. You don't have to run around and try and like figure out, oh, is this the right one or not?
I guess I'm a returning subscriber now.
Wow. Oh, we're kind of stuck in here. Hold on. Alright, we'll reset that. Gross. Retro, thank you for the sub. And James Davis with 5 gifted memberships over on L YouTube. Thank you so much.
Greetings.
Really appreciate it. We're gonna antidote potion as well. GG. Absolute champ. It gifted you a sub. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen it gift. It randomly choose and it chooses the gifter. It's kind of funny. Another rare ring. Very nice actually. Could be better, but 28 cold res isn't bad. I also oftentimes down here will just go back to players 1 just because it can be a little nasty in the tombs. And I'm a high enough level. We also do have a boss here. I do like this boss. They run away, which is a little annoying, but they're really good experience, so we can get an okay line on them. We can probably have the next level up is my guess. There's one in the corner. Let's get one more level just to make Duriel a little bit nicer. Good enough. We'll kill one more thing later. Or many. Okay, another point in Bone Spear. See what we can see right here. Just to turn around. Alright, we'll go check on that down route. And more vitality. Darn, nothing there. Hopefully this kicks up to the left. And if so, it's probably right there. Okay, now comes the big Duriel fight. We're a high enough level where we could just go at him. First, we want to chug a bunch of thawing potions because it gives us 50 cold res for each potion that we drink. So for 30 seconds, each potion. So I have now 2 minutes worth of 50 additional cold res. And I can sit there and run away from Duriel and blast him. Or I can do the kill yourself strats, where all I do is cast Iron Maiden and let Bale hurt himself. Easy as that. So, up to you how you want to do it. Like I say, you can go shop a wand, and that will, you can find it just from that shop. Finish him off myself. And just like that, Act 2 is in the books. Iron Maiden is a damage return curse. So when they damage others, they get 200% damage returned. And then for golems, it's even like more damage returned.
Now,
So you just have him hit your golem over and over again, and you're good to go. If I want an Act 2 mercenary to run along with me, this would be nice. Like just put this with this and give that to him. Decent damage on it, get some lifesteal, all that. So if you're interested, and maybe I'll do it because it's a guided playthrough and how often do we run around with mercenaries? We'll just do it for the fun of this. Why not? Blessed Aim is usually what I like to grab because it gives him more attack rating, and him being able to hit, this having lifesteal on it is really nice, and will give him obviously just a little bit more to work with there. Talk to Jurhin, And then we will travel to the east, always to the east.
Greetings.
Fill up on potions. And here's where we could actually, if we want, start looking for something that's like a +3 to Bone Spear wand, right? So if we could find one of those, obviously we need enough gold for it, then we could buy it. Unfortunately, like you're seeing right here, and like I said before, Bone Spear is expensive. 3 to Bone Spear is 160,000. 2 to Bone Spear is like 100,000. 1 to Bone Spear is like 50,000, right? It's very pricey to buy. That is on a blue wand. If we can find one on a white wand, it can be cheaper, but we're not going to be finding that here. However, we can shop for a telly staff, which we'll be wanting as well. And again, there's a lot of stuff we're going to be looking for. So let's go ahead and shop for a telly staff first. I'm not going to have enough gold for that, by the way. I can maybe get up to 100,000 gold right now. So to look for a telly staff, I'm looking for staves that are a required level 24 and up, which means they are red to me. And the reason they are that is because teleport is level 18, which means teleport charges for all non-sorceress classes
Mr. Underscore
are
returning
level
gifted a tier 1 sub to
least.
Puppy Underscore Nips.
Thanks, Mr. Returning.
This is their first gift sub in the channel.
Appreciate that.
Mr. Underscore returning gifted a tier 1 sub to Dark Masterman Underscore. They have given 2 gift subs in the channel.
Greetings.
All right. So this can take a minute, this can take a second, or it can take, 10 minutes. But essentially, like I say, as long as I'm between levels 19 and 23, I can find red staves that have teleport charges on them. Like that. And I can just buy that. Now, for all the other skills on it, it can raise the cost substantially. So this is a pretty average one. If you get it with just telly charges, it's about 17,000. If you get it with telly charges and then one of these middling skills, it's like 50, 60, 70,000, 75. If you get it with like Blizzard and these sorts of things, it'll be like hundreds of thousands and just super expensive. So we only have 50k right now, but of course this is why we saved these items. So that we could afford to buy the telestaff. So now we have that, and we will save it until level 24. And we have this, and this for gold a little bit later. So that gives us a little bit. And again, we can maybe get that nice plus, 2, 3 to Bone Spear later on.
Mr. Llama, why don't they add a magic find shrine? And Breath of the Diarrhea while they're at it? Right? I mean, come on.
Of course. Why not?
I need a key.
So in Act 3, I don't love Players 1 or Players 8 in the early sections. It can just be kind of annoying. There's the Great Marsh. We'll leave a TP there just in case we need to. So generally I'll run around here on Players 1, and then later on we can increase it. Congrats on the new baby. Late night stream. Yeah. Thank you so much. How's everybody doing? Happy to see you all. Thanks for being here. Thanks for dealing with the insanity of, yeah, I have a new baby, and so my streams are a little all over. To those
Mr. Underscore returning gifted a tier 1 sub to Blyden. They have given 3 gift subs in the channel.
Means a lot to me. Thank you very much, Mr. Returning. To everyone who still subbed.
Mr. Underscore returning gifted a tier 1 sub to Shoes 0. They have given 4 gift subs in the channel.
GG. We all have a 25-year-old game. Well, thankfully, we are going to have a nice new game coming out next year. Llama RPG in the works. A lot of stuff will be happening soon with it. It's really starting to pick up, I feel like. Dev takes a long time. There's so many things to do and consider, but I think we have a lot working. Oh, NECRO, you like an Act 1 mercenary with insight? I mean, I like it on the Act 2 mercenary still, just because insight's such good damage on him. I mean, it's probably also decent damage on Act 1 mercenary, but they just die so easily. If you get like Bulwark and insight on an Act 2 mercenary, oof,
I am overburdened.
You can do pretty well. Okay. We do have a connection to the Flare Jungle. That's actually really nice. And always one of the questions that you first want to check when you're running the Act 3 maps. Oh, there's the curse. That's alright. Shine was almost over anyways. Grab the jade figurine.
A worthless statue. Perhaps I can
Scepter,
trade this for something
Ami. Perfect. Now, heading into the Flare Jungle, I'm going to go ahead and up to players 8. And you can decide if you want to or not as well. No worries if you're like, I'm just going to continue on players 1. But it can be a very nice experience out here. You can get a lot of little dudes. Now, teeth can still be valuable here, so this is the one place that I'd say, like, the last place we'll really look at teething a bunch of dudes. Otherwise, we're gonna mostly look. I won't be there. To this bone. Enough there. Aw, thank you, Dino.
Hi, congrats for
Mr.
baby
Underscore
Unreal
returning gifted a tier
BTW
1 sub
NECRO
to
is my
Jackson.
favorite
They
charm.
have given
Sadly,
5
I
gift
never could
subs
make
in
a
the
poison
channel.
only Mancer. Crying face.
Hey.
Any suggestions? GG bye. Cool face. Thumbs up.
Thank you. I actually have a poison NECRO
Giggity.
guided playthrough. It's pretty solid. Like, it's not a bad character at all. Percy, Mr. Returning, thank you guys. So I should have that. We'll restock on those. 1 to combat skills, but we do get 25% MF, which we talked about loving before. I'll save the Nephron just in case for later. Oh wait, I did that already. Otherwise, put away a little gold. Sell that for gold later. And we can sell that for gold later. We'll grab the ring mail. Ring mail's not as valuable. Oh, Percy has 69 months. Thank you so much, Percy. That's insane. And you can really see how my mercenary, I mean, this is player's 8, and a lot of times mercenary player's 8 is going to have a rough time.
Do you think the devs are deciding not to make certain changes to the game to not erase all current speedrun records?
I mean, I think they're just not making changes to the game. Is there some big election in America this week? Yeah, I mean, there's like a little one going on. Go vote. If you haven't voted, go vote. That's all we're gonna say. You don't need to be all in on everything. Do what you want to do. I'm not here to change your mind on anything. I'm here to remind you to get out and at least exercise the vote. Otherwise, if you don't get to complain about it. If the result's not how you want it. That's just it. You can't. You didn't do any of your part with it. So, fulfill your duty.
I'd like stronger PSN dagger, change PSN explosion for something like SPSN bone spear like, lol, dunno, disappointed face, disappointed face, disappointed face, I mean a real PSN only lol, buy again.
Would be nice. Would be nice. Rank. All I know is I'm in Texas, and you know who wins Texas every single election? No vote. That's right. Every single election, the winner of Texas is non-voters. It's amazing what could be done if they did. Yep. Every year it's like, you know, Democrats got 1.2 million votes. Republicans got 1.4 million votes. No voter got 4 million votes. Like every single year, right? Or every single election in Texas. We'll continue with Vitality. And continue forward. We almost have 24 here as well, which is really nice because then we unlock our teleport staff. Which is just nice to have. Just a little extra boost. I'll go back and sell, get some money as well.
Yes.
Two to bone spear. Hey, we got it. We did it, chat. Woohoo! We found one finally. Also, some pretty nice boots, which do beat out what we currently have, but they will break. And all it took was everything. I wish it was a one that could get 2 sockets, though. So then we could just use this for our white later. So we'll still need to go shop a 2 or 3 bone spear wand later on. But for now, we will take it. That Muffy. How long do you think it'd take to hit level 40 normal without leaving Act 1? Jesus. I would never want to try. You'd probably be down to getting like 1 experience per monster killed.
Can't carry any.
Okay, another point in bone spear. We're just gonna continue that train. Keep that buddy rolling. Do a little more killing. 1 to bone armor. What's this zombie head? 2 to dim vision. Okay, we'll save that for potential rolling later on. And see what kind of ring we can get. $10 FCR, alright. 7 light res, 6 MF. A little bit weak on that regard, but I do love 10 FCR, so. And more vitality. Okay, so we'll leave a TP there, head forward, try and get a waypoint. And we also now have our teleport staff. We also technically have corpse explosion, though again, not super valuable at this point. And I don't have a crazy need to kill that boss. I do, however, love LK chest, so let's go ahead and pop these player 8 chests. Wherever you find the campfire and the lower cross there, those 3 chests are going to be super chest. You can get some nice drops. Get another Chiv gem, another potential reroll. Avenger guard. I mean, if you just need some money, run around the lower Kurast on players 8 and pop all the poppables. You will drop so many armors and weapons and runes and jewels and gems and all sorts of stuff worth money. So you can just get the waypoint and rinse and repeat that as much as you like. Player's 8 does not affect the magic find. No, it only affects the amount of items. A little bit of light corpse explosion.
I need money.
Good enough. Good enough. So we're still looking for the waypoint. However, in the Chris Bazaar, we are also looking for the temple that faces towards the bottom left. If you find that temple, that is the one that has Serena and has Lamessen's Tome in it, which you can, of course, use to go get 5 more stats. Grab that. This is also a really nice place to farm experience if you feel like, hey, I need a little bit more EXP. Come down here. Serena can be really nice. It can be just a quick, easy farm.
Go llama go.
See you in a heck. Thank you so much. By the way, without the lifesteal, my mercenary would not be doing nearly as well as he is. This is really all because of that. Grab Lamessen's Tome, put another point into Bone Spear.
I can't carry anymore.
Keep it rolling. There's our waypoint. So that's actually even really nice, because that's right next to that temple, so we could just rinse and repeat over and over on a reset if we wanted.
Good evening.
Okay, money, 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 money.
Impossible.
Again, money needed for us here. Because we are going to want to buy another Bone Spear wand a little bit later on. Let's come here, talk to Alcor.
Once the book has served its purpose.
You have to talk to him like 20 times. And then you finally get the potion and the stat points. And for this character, life is necessary, right? So the more life we can get, the better. Yes, Cricky, it is. For chest, they spawn on open. So you can be players 1, go clear the entire LK out, then run around on players 8 and pop all the chests. You can do the same thing in the cows to get the same results there, right? Don't pop any chests when you're running around and then pop them later. Yeah, doing a little late night streaming. Again, right now we've got 2 under 2 we're dealing with. So during the day is a little tough, but we'll potentially be able to do some of that again later. We'll just have to see. There's another skull, we like that. Another piece. The Iron Maiden here is okay, but I'm kind of past Iron Maiden. You can use it all the way through normal, but I have a high enough level of Bone Spear now that it's not that big of a deal. So I'm actually just going to do our same favorite recipe as before. True, Mike, but teeth still aren't that great. Mainly because they don't shotgun. That's such a big downer on them.
Impossible.
And there you go. This is why we do these little tricks and recipes and all these things, because it can work. You can get 1 greater than 0. You can get those things. It's really nice. So, yeah, it's just 1 more bone skill, but again, or bone spear, like that is worth something on a character that needs every skill he can get. And eventually a nightmare or something will probably shift out of it and shift into a different shield with more resistances. But at least through the rest of normal and some of nightmare, we're getting that additional bone spear. All for the sake of, yeah, we used a couple, 4 skulls. We're also level 25 now, which is super nice. That's really advanced in Act 3. A lot of times in Act 3, you might only be like 23 at this point. But we've really put a lot of emphasis on getting those levels, and it's done well for us. So, very happy about that. Run around the sewers, try and find our sewage. Will not let me through there. Not too bad. Heart. There's also player's 8 chest down here.
I need a key.
So like this one right here is player's 8. Hold on, that's a flood set. Over here, these 2. So you can get some nice items there from the sewers. We're still on normal right now. I didn't first try the Bone Spear Necro Shield. That's the second. The first one got us the dim vision, which was, again, useful enough. What did I say? I said super chest, right? And I'm going to go down to players 1 for Travancore. I'm probably strong enough where I could do players 8 on them, but sometimes, why? Did I say players 8? Oh, I got dad brain, man. Newborn brain is a whole thing. I'm happy when I complete a sentence, okay? Also, your mercenary will most likely die at this point. That one's just gonna happen. Hydras just do insane amounts of damage. So, don't worry about it. It's dad brain. The player's 8 chest just stands for super chest. Just go with it. And I'll probably just continue players 1 through the Durance here. You could go players 8 because you can run into some bosses, but you can also just run into like awful dolls and stuff, and I don't want to do any of that. Your little guy's 17 months, doesn't talk yet, but runs, climbs like a madman. Baby Lilith is similar. She talks a little bit. Lots of mama dada. Her first word that wasn't that was water. For the dog, she was pointing at the dog's bowl. She wanted us to get the dog water because the dog was thirsty and we weren't paying attention. And she said bye-bye. She maybe said where dada. That's what the doctor thinks, at least, because she said it when I left the room. But mostly it wasn't Wawa. It was like Wada. She definitely did like a little mix. With Mephisto, you definitely want to at least have these guys not next to Mephisto or within range of him. Otherwise, they'll just keep healing him, and
Grats
it
on the
gets really
second
annoying.
kid. We just celebrated our second kid a month ago and now have 2 under 2 as well,
Hey.
so I can relate, haha.
The exact same there. It's a lot. Oh god, Denali. For Mephisto, you can obviously just like dodge, dip, dodge, dive, and dodge or whatever. But you can also just do the cheese strats if you want, where you just come down here and just have him stuck right there. And just fire a bunch of bone spears across. So up to you how you feel comfortable or not with doing that.
Good journey, Mephisto. Give my regards.
Like, I don't think he's that hard to dodge on normal and such, but up to you. Regardless, no matter which way you did it, give yourselves the clap, everybody. Mephisto is downed. And pretty bad gloves. So we will just trash those. 17 life, 14 light res. It's not bad. Could up it. But I don't know if it's worth that much.
Hail to you, champion.
What's that one turn to? So now we're in Act 4. Generally, you want to have some fire res in Act 4. This can also be a great place to put a Rao rune into a helmet or two and just like increase your resistances. Okay. So we will see there. I'm still gonna stick players 1, mostly because there's just not that great of experience actually out here. Like, Act 4 in normal is one of my least satisfying experience gaining places in the game. I actually think they should improve it. Do I have an attack rating guide? Like how it works? I honestly think I might have a video about how chance to hit is calculated. And attack rating, and I feel like that's something I made at some point. Even if you haven't, it's just never. There's just never experience down here, Sylvanius. Like Act 4, if you do like the entire Chaos Sanctuary and stuff, you just get like no EXP. So, the way attack rating works is you have a chance to hit Calculator, and I do want to kill Isual. I could do the Iron Maiden stuff on him as well, but honestly it's not that great, and I'd rather just fight him. I could also get my Mercenary if I wanted. Perfect. So yeah, the attack rating is broken up, or your chance to hit is broken up into your attack rating versus the monster's defense of the monster you're attacking, and your level versus the monster's level. So it's your level divided by your level plus the monster's level, and your attack rating times your attack rating divided by the monster's attack rating, or monster's defense plus your attack rating, times what, 200%? Something like that. So basically, if your attack rating is high and their defense is low, 50% of the equation, roughly, up to 95%, because 95% is max, will be okay, and you'll have a good chance to hit. But then, if your level is low and their level is high, then the other 50% of your chance to hit is going to be, you know, poor, right? So that's why you could have really high attack rating, but still have a rough chance to hit if you're a low level compared to the monster that you're attacking. And ignore target defense literally just removes that first half of the equation, calls it good. So you no longer have to deal with their attack rating, or their defense versus your attack rating. Their defense is just set to 0 in that. So that half of the equation, you are all good. But there still is the level, my level versus that monster's level piece of it. And that doesn't work on bosses as well. Oh boy. This is where, again, a little bit of fire res can be very nice. False Forge. Thanks you, Nathan. Appreciate it. So if you're farming with melee, you want to farm the same level or lower to be more stress-free. Yeah, I mean, generally, that helps a lot. When you start farming monsters that are a higher level, the formula really starts to get out of hand and your chance to hit goes down and it can really suck, so. Right, and the reason why Bale can be extra horrible is because of his chance to block, exactly. So then he has 55% chance to block, and ugh. Alright, see what rune we get. Row rune. Well, we talked about putting a Row rune in our helm. I'm cool with doing it here. We could also put another tier rune in this wand if we wanted. And I am also cool with doing that. We just gained 30 more fire res and 2 more mana per kill. You can save these gems.
Yes.
24 fire res right there. I actually will swap this out. We've got the 25 MF up there right now. We have a little MF on the boot, 17, 22 over there. So our magic find is actually pretty sweet. And again, fire res is just kind of worth a lot more, especially more than cold res. Fire and light res are the most valuable for sure. Then cold, then poison.
Hail to you, champion.
And let's go ahead and continue. I'm going to go ahead and put in strength. At this point, I like to generally get a little bit more strength. Sometimes taking it up to 35, sometimes to 45. Mostly because there's just a lot of different pieces of gear, whether it be shields, whether it be some helms or boots, some gloves, belts, where having a little bit more strength will allow you to wear it and can just be nice. And it feels so much nicer having and again, I'll still collect money right now, especially because I need it. Having all this fire res now. We went from 0 fire res to 54%, and you can feel it. Big difference. Would dodge, avoid, evade work as O skills and other characters? Yeah, but like Warren says, they're animation-less because none of them... Only the Amazon actually has that animation built for her. I wonder, do they have audio sounds for them? Like evading? We'll just go through here. Again, we're level 26. Don't really need to be gaining much experience here. Not that there's a ton to gain here anyways. They had the Zon's grunt when they first had added hustle and they patched it out. Interesting. So now you don't get any grunt? It's just a silent evade when you have hustle? Kind of nice to hear when you actually hit it, you know. Make sure you're on players 1 before the spawn.
Not even death can save you from me.
I have teleport from the teleport charges staff that I have. Again, if we had Iron Maiden, it would also work well here. But our Bone Spear is high enough level. This is going just fine. Just use the Clay Golem for enough distraction. We are good to go.
I have bested you.
Anything good in there? Not really.
Hail to you, champion.
And just like that, Act numero 4 is completed. Give yourselves the clap, you guys. Well done. We're also now getting high enough on gold that I'd say we can go ahead and start shopping. Let's go ahead and go to Act 5. We have these points here. We'll just put them into Bone Wall, increase our bone armor, and increase our bone spear. Damage there. So where we like to shop for the wand is in Act 2, and I'm going to only look at bone wands. Only bone wands can roll 2 sockets. So we're just gonna look here for either a bone wand that is 2 sockets or a bone wand that is white with plus to bone spear on it. Now you could also get it without any plus to bone spear. Oh my god, it was so close. 3 to blood golem instead. Oh, that'd be nice, Dark.
Greetings.
Shopping music was getting me copyright infringement stuff, which it's not copyright strike, but you know, the trolls were out on it. So.
Ask and learn.
Very annoying. So yeah, like I say, you could just get a plain 2-open socket here if you wanted.
Approach and let's trade.
It's all up to you and how much you want to spend time doing this.
Good day.
Farming to get a 2 to bone spear or 3 to bone spear or whatever wand. Remember, you also want it to be a white wand, not blue, or obviously it can't be anything else, so not blue. White or gray only. 2 to bone spear, there you go. So that's good enough for me. I'm happy with 2 to bone spear. Cost 189,000 because that other piece on it, but that is totally fine. And I believe if I just transfer from here to another town and back, it should remain the same.
Greetings.
Should have gone to Act 5 for a little more gold. Oh well, whatever. Okay, 2 to bone spear on a white wand. And I'll go ahead and keep the one I have right now with the tier rune. And we will take this to Act 5. And we'll socket quest it when we get that from Shank.
It takes more than a
Now,
siege to
something
stop me.
fun, just a cute little thing, and it happens in multiple acts. The first quest to be completed will actually lower the cost of potions in half in the act. So potions are actually double the price right now. And once I kill Shank, they will lower to half of it. So, with that, it can be really nice to just shop up your potions in Act 4 before you come into Act 5, and then wait until you do the first quest here. It happens in multiple acts. Not every act. I don't believe Act 4 it happens. It happens in Act 2. It happens in Act 5. Maybe Act 1. I have to go look. And does the Jidbin have it as well? I can't remember. Den gives like a 12% reduction? Okay. So less of a reduction, but still a reduction. Yeah, many of the first quests have the hidden bonuses.
What a messy little
But I don't think Act 4 does. And I will go ahead and save the Bone Wand, actually, just in the rare, crazy event that we go ahead and find a 3 to Bone Spear White Wand out there somewhere. So I don't feel like a complete fool. So we're waiting until we're ready for it. Act 4 being incomplete strikes again. So sad. Okay. Now, if you want to be a higher player count right here, you totally can. I'm at level 26. I'll kill some things on the way. I'll go ahead and go to Player's Aid, actually. Well, I guess it's too late now. I say maybe I'll hold off until I get to all the cages. So we'll have this first cage at a higher player count. But we're going to spend a decent amount of time farming in the next act, or in Nightmare anyway, so there'll be plenty of time there. Just make sure that's a dead end, yeah. Yeah, you don't have to sock it to get the reduction in price. It's purely completing the quest and killing them.
Follow me.
Not actually using it. Good question, though. Okay, so we'll let the barbarians out. Now, something important to note is if you are not level 25 at this point, you will not be gaining experience in Act 5. You need to go back to Serena in Act 3 or some other spot, go to the Flare Jungle, whatever it is, and level up until you hit level 25. And the reason is there's just a massive experience penalty drop-off thing that occurs. So basically at level, up until level 25, if you kill monsters that are too high of a level or too low of a level, you get minimized experience down to 5% if they're 10 levels or more away. But once you hit level 25, the too high goes away, and it just is too low at that point. So then if you're killing too low of level monsters, it'll take, you'll get like no experience whatsoever. But if you're killing monsters too high of levels, you'll actually get still really good experience. Just a fun tip. You also want to be careful with Clay Golem and Moon Lords because they build up their frenzy on them, so it can actually backfire on you. Ooh, hello. And Moon Lords just in general are a little nasty. Whatever you say, Georgie. Have I ever rolled a super GG item off the MD quest? I've rolled some nice stuff. I don't know about super crazy GG, but I'm generally not imbuing diadems and all those things. A lot of my speedruns I'm just imbuing like wands or boots or whatever, and I'm not a high enough level to roll the super GGs when I do so. I'm imbuing boots at 19, wands at 24. You're not going to really hit crazy GGs at that point. Oh, good, George. Thank you. Okay, so we want to do the Frozen River here. Can be a nice place to get ourselves some resistances for later. And we have a pretty tricky map, actually, it seems. Or a down map, at least. There we go. So we'll find a waypoint, go back, do all the stuff. Level 27, pretty nice. Teleport staff can just help you get out of some tricky spots, reposition yourself. Save a mercenary. Jump over a wall, save some time. I've got some nice offline pelts, but not from the imbues. I don't think I've rarely imbued pelts. Druid speedrun maybe once or twice. You've used personalized like once? I've personalized probably like 40 items or something. Not very many at all. And I've probably got hundreds and hundreds of characters just sitting with that quest available, you know. Ruins the look of the item tooltip. Yeah, it actually like does ruin it, I feel like, more than anything. Let's find a waypoint here. Exactly binary. What is your approach to stats for Bone Necro? Really just vitality. I mean, I've got 15 points in energy. And I'm getting strength up to like 35 to 45. But other than that, we are just jamming the Vita Pruge. Got him. So we'll go ahead and clean out frozen steam here. Wow. Why did he do that much damage? I know I have 0 cold res, but good lord. That was a hefty Frost Nova. Frost Nova crit? Very nice.
Salutations.
Alright. Another point to Bone Spear. Yeah, that was much closer than I was thinking it would be. Thanks, Georgie. Okay, let's move our way towards the exit here. There we go. Alright, so for Ancients, we'll go players 1. Now again, if you want, you can do the super cheap, easy strat with this character, which is literally just run over here, make Korlik leap on top of you. Whenever he's mid-leap, open a town portal. And you can actually create an invisible wall that you cannot get through. And then you just drag them there, come over here, and they'll all just stand there and you can kill them super easily.
I need mana.
You should also, of course, be a high enough level. That's not even a thing that you really need to do. You can just kind of kill them, right?
Join my army.
And extra cheese.
And extra cheese. So, a little bit longer here, but And again, I make sure I'm lining them up whenever possible to get extra damage. We'll go ahead and go Vitality and Bone Spear. Exactly, Dark. Yeah, that's the unethical strategies if you want. Which, because this character is Bone and Bone Spear, you can actually use all the way through hell. Because it's magic damage, so they don't have any immunities. So, congratulations, you just found yourself all of the Ancients bugs for each one on this character. You don't have to deal with any Ancients whatsoever if you want. You do have to deal with feeling unethical, though. So, you know, it's up to you. Warren says he likes writing a lot. You can tell by all of the uncleaned up code left in Llama RPG's comments and stuff. Yeesh. If you know what I'm saying. It is good to, it's good to have lots of comments. I don't know about just having everything, you know, uncleaned sitting there, but it's okay. Oh, Warren, I had a dream about turning Llama RPG into an ARPG. So we're gonna have to talk about the combat. Just kidding. Llama RPG is already being designed on its own. Can I do anything, Dark Master? Oh, yeah, so teeth you put to level 9. 9 points teeth, 10th point bone armor, 11th point clay golem, 12th point 13, 14, 15, 16 bone wall, 17 corpse explosion, 18 bone spear, and then from there on bone spear. Eight to life. We still have yet to find a charm that's like good enough. We'll go a little player's 8 right here, have some fun with it. Can also blow up some corpses here just so they aren't getting resurrected all the time. While we wait.
Not enough mana.
Valenzo. Wave 2. I'm just gonna go players 1. Am I gonna want the RPG to... I think it's gonna be Llama RPG, but make it Llama ARPG. It's either that or we just scrap all that and we make it like 3D in Unity or something, you know. But it's probably better to stick in Godot.
I need mana. Not enough mana.
Well, they will be magic immune in Hell, yes. So in Hell, this build, Wave 2 can be tricky. We'll have a couple different options to help you out. I'll go through and show. The best one is just get it all right there and corpse explode it and kill it. we do have other options too. So obviously I could just be on players 1 here, but we've increased the player count a little for the players 8, just to pick up a little bit of experience. I like Bale Wave experience. Let's go ahead and get some more. How many Baroons in total have I dropped in D2R? A lot. In LOD, even more, but in D2R still, we've dropped a good amount. Go ahead and put some of these things away. One more. There we go. He was the main problem with the lightning enchant. Okay. Another level. More vitality, more bone spear. Next ladder's probably in a couple months. Right. Should I ever use Bone Wall? So Bone Wall's pretty meh and really difficult to work. Bone Prison will be what you'll be using later on for some of that good juicy magic. You can try some Corpse Explosions here as well. Do a little bit maybe. This is players 8. So I'm like, players, I mean, again, the NECRO just, he has a hard time, man. He unfortunately just is not strong enough. So he has a difficult time. So really, players 1's probably better to do. But if you want to do, you know, a higher player count with it, you can, right? Like, this is showing that it is possible. It's just going to be a little extra, you know?
I need mana.
You're going to have to kite them around a little more.
I need mana.
But it's still decent experience. I'll go players 1, because this last wave would take an eternity on players 8. NECRO does make a lot of funny noises. And if you don't wish to kill them, you can always just kite them outside. So you could literally just take them, you know, out here and then just run inside once they're far enough away, and Bale will just spawn the next wave. Or if there's no more waves to spawn, he'll just go into his chamber. So that is always an option, right? So here I can just do that. Good enough.
Good afternoon.
But up to you what you want to do. And then you move on to good old Bale. Insta-clone. Now again, you can use the Iron Maiden strats we talked about before. Or, if you're just feeling strong enough, you can just man up. Fight a mano-a-mano. That's how they say it. Now, how do you tell the difference between real and fake? First off, fake one takes damage faster. Second, there's a difference in the D. You'll see on the fake one where Demon is lined up. Demon is slightly more to the left on fake one. And lastly, the clone cannot teleport. So if one of the bales teleports, that is the real one. And with that being said, ooh, razor switch. Give yourselves the clap, everybody. Wow. One of my favorite items. You have just beaten normal with your bone necro, and you are ready to go to nightmare. This is like such a good item. I almost want to use it. I'd be giving up 2 bone spear, but I gained 30 FCR, 80 life, 175 mana, 50 all res, and MDR 15. Like 2 bone spear give up, but that's pretty sick. I might use it actually just until we get our white wand. Because it's just really, it's such a cool item. And it's also good to look at breakpoints. We're at 35 FCR, so that will actually put us at 60 FCR, which is a little below. But it gets us to the 48 breakpoint. So if I go Necro, breakpoints, D2R. You can see 48. And then, oh wait, it's 65? What? I forgot about that breakpoint. Ah, well, perfect. Man, I really did not remember him having a 65 breakpoint. That's great. Yeah. Okay. No, he has 65 and 86. I guess I always just aim for the 86 whenever I'm like gearing up. Cool. So yeah, so this actually makes perfect sense then. 65 gets me not only the 48, but then the 65 breakpoint as well. 86, 120. 120 is his next one. Man, I really don't remember the Necro breakpoints that well. You don't think he does? Am I reading the right table? I mean, here's another table. Necromancer, casting frames, 35, 48, 65, 86. That's FCR. Oh, wait. No, wait, that is vampire. Okay. Okay. Whew. I'm not crazy. Not crazy. 48, 75, 125. The world makes more sense now. I was like, wow, I'm so shocked. I never knew he had a 65 breakpoint. And it is 125. Yeah, I mean, I was like, man, I guess it's 120 then if it's not 65. Because 86 is normally an FHR breakpoint. But you can see 56, 86. Because you aim for that one. when you have your spirit, you either go for the 56 with a 5 FHR small charm on top of your spirit, or you go for the 86 with the, you know, if you have Trex, whatever. But, okay, yeah. 48, 30, 48, 75, 125. Yes, Vampire has horrible frames. Terrible frames. So we don't quite get there. It does bring us up from the 30 to the 48 breakpoint, so we get one more. And if we find another 10 FCR ring, then we would be at the 10. I still think I would potentially use it. Anyways, let's take a look. I just wasn't... I thought I looked and saw human at where we're at. So we're level 29. Again, if you want to farm up some more levels, go ahead. Like, go ahead and farm. You can just come out here if you want and just farm over and over at Eldritch. That's a great place. Just players 8 farming that. You can do more Bale Waves again. You can, you know, you can do what you want. I would say Eldritch is the best spot to really be picking up those levels. Personally. So that would be my recommendation if you want to go up to, you know, 35, 36, 38, 40, whatever. Take your time, do what you want. When you're ready, Part Nightmare will be there. I like to farm in the Nightmare Tower because I'm going to be spending a lot of time in there anyways to get the Io rune and the Dole rune. So like, you know, it's a great place to pick up levels, but it can be a little risky at level 29. Beyond that, we are 35 strength, which is enough for most of the early and low gear. I can get a large shield with 3 open sockets and make a Ancient's Pledge in that for Nightmare if I want. Again, with just Ral or Tal, which are the runes that we get for completing the quest. So we get Ral or Tal, we can get a large shield, put those in there. 1 to curses. Lots of plus curses here. Rest, really, vitality. We have 15 points energy just for a little bit more mana. Over here, we are 9 teeth, 7 bone wall, rest bone spear, 1 in clay golem. We will make some respec changes there in Nightmare to adjust a little bit, and we'll get our bone prison rolling and stuff. So, will be some change. But that'll probably come after we finish the tower, I would say. I got my rare from Anya. And then the golem will pretty much be gone. It's not really useful beyond that. Gear-wise, we have a +2 to Bone Spear 1 that we took a long time, but we eventually found. We have a Leaf Helm, aka Tier Ral, Fire Res, and mana per kill. We have 25 MF on our amulet. +1 Bone Spear that we rolled on a head. Stealth, 5 light res, 25 MF, half freeze duration. So, okay, gloves. We'll definitely find better later. 24 fire res ring. Nothing on the belt, just a random belt. 10 FCR ring with 7 light res, 6 MF. And some boots that surprisingly have only lost 1 durability. 9 light res, 17 MF, 10 fast run walk. And then, of course, our teleport staff there. And we shopped a +2 to Bone Spear white bone wand, which can get 2 sockets when we socket quest it. So, this was the rare I got from Anya. Yeah, the rest is just kind of stuff we're saving up for a rainy day or whatever we feel like. Anyways, that is... Stonewing. That is our breakdown of everything. You can see since I'm loading teleport charges, it's very expensive. So this is where you want to have some gold to make sure so you can be able to restore those charges. And additionally, you can't just burn your teleports like crazy with it. You have to kind of be a little bit more careful. Anyways, GG. I will see you guys in part Nightmare. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you enjoyed it and it was a good time. Mwah. Kisses to you all. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, YouTube. And I'll see you guys in Part Nightmare. Peace, everybody. All right. That is Part Normal. We will have Part Nightmare probably tomorrow. Maybe Tuesday. Something along those lines. But I'm happy that we could at least get a little bit of a stream in. You know, nothing crazy, but again, we have a newborn who's like 2 weeks old and a little change on top of a toddler. So right now is a little bit hectic. It will get less hectic in the future. Yeah, we'll do Pally speedruns again. We'll do all sorts of things. We'll have some more fun. GG, everybody. Thank you for being here. Y'all are the best. This will hit the tube probably in like 2 to 3 days. I have a couple of videos. I have the Hell portion of the Summon NECRO next. And then I have one more video after that. And then this one probably coming after that. So, thank you guys. Mwah. I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful rest of your night, day, wherever you are. Peace, everybody.
Many moons have passed since I left the town of Tristram behind me. Since then I've tried to forget the terrors I beheld beneath the cold earth and the twisted nightmares that have haunted my every waking moment. There's something dark within me now. I can feel it. Eyes blast to the past, a bitter killer's mastery class, an orb of ice, a centrifuge recasted the fast, a frozen mass. They shattered into glasses of ash, a chill and blizzard wizards cast, and now I'm gone in a flash. And we don't stop, a Nova proc, a weapon swap, a unique drop. We're tearing through this chaos, listen to our master rap to rock the last who popped the moment, stopped, he's finally free. Not even death can save me from me. Holy bolt, holy shield, holy freeze. I might smite the Lord of Terror onto his knees. I'll set free the beast within just to watch him bleed. Pure concentration, no salvation, just to restore peace and bring order to the world. The desecration from my sword, he start a war. I'll massacre the core foundation of the law. This ain't no soul in search of answers, just a hero with a T. And by the time I finish slaying, there won't be Diablo 3. Lord of destruction, Lord of corruption, Lord of the hate and pain. I instigate a flow so great, eviscerate the syndicate. I decimate, eradicate my foes in teratonic state. They suffocate, choke on my name. Lord of seduction, Lord of disruption, Lord of the lies, Belial hides inside. He's terrified, mass genocide. My master rhymes identify the stale while they listen as I amplify, specify it's time to die. Bring it back to the master of the track. Travel east to find the beast so I can slay him with my rap. Don't need flails or a sword. Tie my hands behind my back. Like a shot up, I'ma kill him with my lyrical attack. Time to let out my battle cry. I don't find the time to grind a level 9 to 9. Support the party blizzard wizard and that summon god. I stand to tank the flanking dolls, but when I try to fight, my damage lacks. Decrepified, I can't attack. I spent my life mastering axes, now I'm damned to cat. Or cries of anguish, they don't care, they want the mana back. Dead dreams of prestige, honor, valor. Now I stand and rap, I go slow. A mental block from years ago. Still trapped inside my mind, the fiction howling's all I know. Yet as I hit my blows, my vengeance charges start to grow. Look out, Diablo, this barbarian's about to steal the show. I spit fire, but not the weak like Inferno. E-botted poison over shots crush from my goblin toes. Line by line, I'm breathing rhymes in a red lightning hose. And if you're caught up in this flow, your corpse just might explode. Lord of destruction, Lord of corruption, Lord of the hate and pain. I instigate a flow so great, eviscerate the syndicate. I decimate, eradicate my foes in teratonic state. They suffocate, choke on my name. Lord of seduction, Lord of disruption, Lord of the lies, Belial hides inside. He's terrified, mass genocide. My master rhymes identify the stale while they listen as I amplify, specify it's time to die. It's a catastrophe, metallic bashing me. Can't throw blows cause I chose my caricature. Tornadoes, dodging mobs like it's an allergy. Pattern was a product of a master mastery. I pray to D, pray straight blasphemy. I pray to find a glitch or bug to get me past these three. I'll lose my mind if Talik's extra faster, I can't see. Maddox throws, it's time to focus. DJ drop that beat. They're afraid of the